in that particular election. Joining me on TVC News at 10 now is National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka. Mr. Morka, so your party won 12 of 16 constituencies in last Saturday's by-election, but the opinion of the ADC is that the outcome is only highlighting the alleged decline of Nigeria's electoral process under President Bola Tinubu. How do you respond to that?
What a convenient excuse for a miserable performance by the ADC in this last by-elections. You know, it's easy to make this sort of, statements where you just dismiss an election conducted in accordance with the laws of our country, where you failed to mobilize your people. And you couldn't mobilize because you don't have people to mobilize. Their support base is absent. It's completely lacking. So when, an election is concluded and a party like the ADC that should be hiding its head in shame comes along to simply dismiss the conduct of the election as signifying, the absence of democracy in our country, I think Nigerians know better. I don't think there's any need for me to even overstress it. Nigerians who voted in that election will not agree. Even those who didn't vote in that election also will disagree vehemently with the assessment of the ADC.
Mr. Morka, it's not only the ADC that is in opposition. We also have the PDP. And just yesterday, the PDP Southern Consultative Forum met in Lagos, and they declared that, their party is united. And, so I'm curious whether you think that, whether you feel worried really about the perceived unity in the PDP at the moment.
No, we have no reason to be worried about the PDP and its claim to unity. Look, they may be united, they may be disunited. That's not our business. We're not concerned with what goes on within the PDP. The PDP is a party. We are a party. We're concerned only with what goes on in our party, which is why we work hard to deal with our own internal matters and to lead by example. The PDP is in tatters. They know that. So all this rhetoric about unity and all of that, it's none of our business, quite frankly. But look, the point is that if the PDP were united, one would expect a more vigorous performance in this last election. Their performance was very dismal. And I don't think that, the retort to, speaking about unity makes any difference, quite frankly, in the scheme of things.
You talk about their performance being dismal, but they believe that it's a sign that the party is still alive and kicking. But then, what is your party's reaction to the zoning arrangement, which is currently troubling the PDP? And is the APC likely to have that same problem in 2027?
No, we're not likely to have that problem because our systems are very mature. When it comes to zoning, I'm sure that at the last NEC meeting that we had, where we, again announced our new chairman, you saw how we resolved what was, a pending, demand by people in the North Central for the return of the chairmanship seat to that region. You saw how we handled it. We handled it maturely and effectively. The PDP, I think, is deep in intractable crisis because they do not, know what to do with their internal governance. And I think that's why they're having all the problems they're having. Even as they do, they prefer to point fingers, at the APC and, people who don't know a thing about what's going on in their own party. So, I think that we are obviously looking forward to 2027. We're not concerned about, crisis arising from matters relating to zoning because we have it, I think, set. Our systems, I think, are prepared to deal with any, questions that may arise, going forward in the future.
Even with zoning, the states included in different zones usually also have positions. Is anybody going to contest against President Bola Tinubu for the APC presidential ticket in 2027?
You're asking me to be a speculator, which I'm not, and I won't even attempt to be. That is not a question that is live for us to decide. You know how it goes. We're not yet in that zone where the question of, primary and who contests at primary is, becomes a live question to discuss. But as I'm sure you know, the party across, all, sectors of the party have come out very forcefully to, to announce their endorsements and their, vote of confidence for this president, for the job he's done in 2 years to reset our economy and to tackle head-on some of the, stiff challenges that all the other presidents before him have, swept under the carpet. He came out swinging, said, look, you know what, enough is enough. Time has come for us to confront some of the massive problems that have held us back as a country. And that's what he's doing with, amazing results, even, at midterm. I think that anyone who wants to contest, it's a democracy. People may choose that, but for those of us who are in the party, we know where our pendulum is swinging.
National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Felix Morka, thank you for your time on TVC News.